Sylvia Saber with Optv Global Headlines. Starting with the top international stories for the day. The United States has been alarmed that Saudi lawsuits threaten to expose state secrets. Two lawsuits pitting Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler against a former intelligence czar threaten to expose highly sensitive U.S. government secrets, prompting Washington to consider a rare judicial intervention. The cases in U.S. and Canadian courts center on corruption allegations leveled by Saudi-owned companies against Saad al-Jabari, a former spy master who long worked closely with American officials. Pakistan is welcome to help the Taliban arrive at a negotiated settlement in Afghanistan, but it cannot dictate to us or impose its views on us. Spokesperson for the Tehreek-e-Taliban Afghanistan, Suhail Shaheen, has said. Speaking of the Taliban's demand for an Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, Shaheen said that having an emirate is a legitimate right of the people of Afghanistan. India's double game was badly exposed when Indian planes landed in Kabul and Kandahar to drop ammunition to provide weapons to the Afghan government to be used against the Afghan Taliban in case of a civil war. The entire episode exposed the double game of the Indian authorities, who on one hand are trying to engage the Taliban team in Doha in talks, while on the other hand providing the Afghan forces with ammunition to be used against them. India has evacuated about 50 diplomats and security personnel from its consulate in Kandahar, the former Taliban bastion in southern Afghanistan, after days of intense fighting, according to the security forces. This is purely a temporary measure until the situation stabilizes. The consulate continues to operate through our local staff member, India's Ministry of External Affairs said. Afghan authorities have installed an anti-missile system at Kabul airport to counter incoming rockets as the Taliban pressed on with a blistering offense across the country. Afghan security forces spokesman Ajmal Omar Shinwari said the system was given by our foreign friends. Up next, we have the national updates. Director General of the Inter-Services Public Relations, Major General Babar Iftikhar, said that India's investment in Afghanistan appears to be sinking. If India had invested in Afghanistan in good faith, then it would not have been disappointed today, said the DGISPR in a conversation. The head of the military's media wing said that India's goal was to harm Pakistan by stepping into Afghanistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan on Sunday expressed his resolve to leave a clean and green Pakistan for future generations of the country. Prime Minister has shared a video of a hill in the Mata area of Sawat showing how it turned green owing to their Billion Tree Tsunami campaign. Incredible results from our Billion Tree Tsunami campaign in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, he said. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has left for Tajikistan to attend the meeting of the Foreign Ministers' Council of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in Dushanbe. During his 3-day visit, the Foreign Minister will attend the meeting of the SCO Foreign Ministers Contact Group for Afghanistan and present Pakistan's views on the Afghan peace process, the rapidly changing situation in the region, and the promotion of general cooperation. The Ministry of Finance has sent the Cabinet a summary for its approval, proposing that a 15% special allowance to be given to all the employees of Pakistan Armed Forces. According to the document, the total impact of the special allowance for the armed forces would be Rs 38 billion per annum on the national exchequer. Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Vice President Maryam Nawaz has warned the incumbent government of a strong reaction if elections in Azad Jammu and Kashmir are rigged. In a rally in Hatnia Bala, hitting out at the federal government, the PMLN leader said if the government attempted to rig elections in AJK, Raja Farooq Haider and PMLN would stage a sit in Islamabad. Chairman of Pakistan People's Party Bilawal Bhutto Zardari reached New York on a week-long visit. After landing in New York, the PPP chairperson refused to speak to the media, saying he is on a personal visit to the US. Chairman PPP will hold key meeting in New York and Washington, while Chief Minister of Sindh Said Murad Ali Shah is already in the US. Up next, we have the health updates. Hot weather alerts are in place for more than 30 million people across the western United States after the region's second heat wave in weeks brought another round of record-equaling high temperatures. The death toll is not yet known, but it is thought to run into the hundreds. Wildfires are raging in the west of the United States as the region is hit by a heat wave that has brought record temperatures to several areas in California. Residents are urged to cut power consumption while interstate power lines are knocked out. Meanwhile, 2 firefighters in Arizona died while their aircraft crashed while responding to a blaze. The COVID-19 has claimed 15 more lives in Pakistan over the 24 hours, taking the country's virus tally to 975,092 According to the latest figures released by the National Command and Operations Center, 1,808 patients came back positive, rising the country's positivity rate, standing at 3.84%. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. Pakistani singer and composer Arooj Aftab's Mohabbat has made it to former US President Barack Obama's summer playlist. She thanked Mr. Obama by tweeting, "Well, this has been wonderful to wake up to." The 36-year-old Brooklyn-based singer brings the words of poets such as Rumi and Mirza Ghalib together with electronic samples and jazz. New Disney superhero film Black Widow took in an estimated $80 million in North America this 3-day weekend, a pandemic-era record as the Marvel Universe showed continuing lure. The Scarlett Johansson's movie took in an additional $60 million streaming on Disney Plus and $78 million internationally for an impressive global total of $218 million. Lyricist and singer Ed Sheeran has officially dethroned BTS Butter with his hit new track Bad Habits. The updated Billboard Global Charts was published on the 10th of July and showcases Bad Habits' climb towards the top. Up next, we have the business updates. Prime Minister Imran Khan has approved the new bilateral investment treaty template whereby any dispute will now be remedied through local arbitration, disclosed Board of Investment Secretary Farina Mazhar. Ms. Mazhar said the government had been facing difficulties in finalizing investment treaties with some countries due to the Ricodic case. Pakistan will start exporting mobile phones and motorcycles in next few years. Advisor to the Prime Minister on Investment and Commerce Abdul Razak Daud has forecasted. Addressing an event at the Faisalabad Chamber of Commerce, he said we have to take the total volume of Pakistan's exports to $200 billion. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. Billionaire Sir Richard Branson has successfully reached the edge of space on board his Virgin Galactic rocket plane. The UK entrepreneur flew high above New Mexico in the US in the vehicle that his company has been developing for 17 years. He returned safely to Earth just over an hour after leaving the ground. The free and open internet is under attack in countries around the world. Google boss Sundar Pichai has warned. He says many countries are restricting the flow of information and the model is often taken for granted. He has argued artificial intelligence is more profound than fire, electricity, or the internet. For more updates, do stay with us and keep watching Optv Global.